Yo, you already know what it is. It's your man Khaos on the MIC. It's the Late Night Khaos podcast. We back. We motherfucking back. And I got a very special guest in the building. None other than my best friend, college roommate, and local entrepreneur and mogul out here in these streets. My guy,
Yes,
RC.
Yes, sir.
What up,
man?
dog?
What's up, man? I'm happy to be here. Also, I just want to say, I wasn't being rude and just being on my phone. He just, right before we started going live, he pressed me about showing him this picture.
Yo.
And so he literally said, "Hey, man, find the picture," and then started this. So I'm not that rude. Trust me, my mom would kill me.
That is 100% what happened. And it's okay. I love how polite you are.
But after that, I definitely want to start by saying how proud of you I am.
Oh, shit. Thank you.
I think it's super dope what you're doing with your podcast, with your show, with everything you got going on. This compound that I just came to and took a tour of
the
is
compound.
fucking dope. Can we cuss on here?
Yeah, please.
All right. It's fucking dope.
The more the better.
And it's just dope to see, man. I was really like, you were showing me around and I was really looking like, yo, this is all you.
For sure. We got the new gym out here.
So yeah, man, and it looks great. Everything looks great. I came
You got to
in.
go get a pump in.
I was like, yeah, man, I might have to hit that punching bag a couple of times.
You know?
No, man, but you're doing great. You're really doing great. I'm so
Yeah,
proud of you. I'm proud to see where you are, where you came from. Obviously, if anybody knows
Yeah, for
each
sure.
other's story, is going to be
anybody knows.
Right. So, man, yeah, I wanted to start by saying that. Super proud of you. You're doing great.
No, I appreciate it. And then the same, bro. Now it's my turn to tell you how fucking incredible your work has been always, but especially over the last couple of years when you decided to say fuck the mainstream and then just do your own thing, do the photography, been killing it in the nightlife photography. Obviously, somebody could hit you up and you could do a wedding or just a shoot.
Right.
But I know you really murdered it in nightlife, doing like 2, 3, 4 clubs, maybe 5 in a day, and shoots. Really just murdering over the last few years to make a name, grow a following online, the gram especially. It looks incredible. There's people that work in this building that are fans of you watching right now. So, bro, like, it goes both ways, bro. Like, all the shit that we talked about in high school and in college is finally like, all right, motherfuckers is about 30, but shit happening.
Hey, yeah. No, man, yeah. I mean, and that's just the result of putting in the work, like we always talk about. But no,
sure.
man, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And then right now you're in the middle of a rebrand, a very exciting rebrand.
Yeah, man.
Because it's not just a regular rebrand where it's like, yo, I'm like just changing up the look or something. It's a complete new vibe because you are going from just doing solely photography to doing video now.
To doing video.
A hard video push. It's not like you were just like, yo, I'm doing video. You already put out some fire.
No,
like,
yeah.
You already have fire out.
No, yeah, man. And there's a good reason why I waited this long to do video. Because people, especially being out on gigs or in nightclubs and bars with a camera, people either ask or assume that I always did video, and I specifically haven't up to this point. And there's a great reason why. One of my favorite directors, Mike Ho, who is actually up for a few VMAs for Best Video and just a bunch of stuff.
I literally remember you talking about him and following him back in college.
Yeah. And somewhere along the line, I might be romanticizing this story a little bit. I'm not sure if this is how his process went, but something in his story inspired me to have the idea of, okay, so my end goal is I want to make motion pictures, but there's a lot to learn, and right now I'm a photographer, and if I start spreading myself too thin, then I might have to end up backtracking later. So what he did, and also what I did up to this point, is really hunker down and really focus on getting really, really, really good at perfecting the single frame, one photo, and put yourself in as many different lighting scenarios as possible so that you really nail those aspects of photography, composition, lighting, depth of field, positioning, really nail that. And then once you achieve a certain level of expertise there, then you can move on to motion pictures and really start making videos and everything. And so for a very long time, people would always ask me if I did video. I always had to disappoint them and say no. But now I'm doing video and I'm loving it, and it's been great.
It's good that you had the discipline to like do it a specific way.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is how I'm doing it. And then obviously it worked out.
Yeah.
Because the first 3 videos is hot.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I just remember coming across Mike Ho and hearing that and thinking, wow, this dude from step 1, this dude is playing chess. He's literally got the end goal in mind, but starting from doing the work, and that was something that I really wanted to emulate. And so
patience is hard.
Yeah, so since 2013 up until just recently, I strictly only did photos, and if someone wanted video, I knew a lot of great cinematographers or video guys who could help them out, but I just wasn't available. Another big part of that was I was always usually very busy with photo, enough that taking on one video project would slow me down. But these days, with coronavirus and everything happening, I think we've all been forced to slow down a little bit. So it forced me to take a step back. I was really able to plan some things out. And yeah, now the rebrand with the video push, and just started my YouTube channels, and it's we're moving onward and upward.
That's dope. I'm glad you were able to shoot some video bail to those other video guys while you weren't doing video, because now
For sure.
they're not gonna have any work.
Nah, man.
You went from giving it to them to sucking it up.
Nah, man. No, we know.
Not in a bad way. I'm just saying.
But we all know there's more than enough work out here to go around.
For sure.
For every level, there's so many different levels of business that if you're a super professional with a red camera and the latest lenses and lights, there's work for you. And if you're just starting out, you can find work somewhere too. I mean, everyone has an uncle or a cousin or an auntie. Somebody's getting married. It's their birthday. And if that's in your proximity, hey, let them know that you're doing photos and videos or whatever. And then there's your work. So
I mean, there's independent artists locally shooting music videos for both of those budgets.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you could scale all the way from both of those guys all the way and everywhere in between, you know what I'm saying, as far as budget stuff anywhere. Like music video is just one example, but
yeah,
video, and so now I'm finally on video.
Yep.
You fucking doing video. But since college, and I think since freshman year, we've just been looking at each other like, yo, video is the truth.
Yeah.
We got to do video. We got to just fucking put cameras up in the apartment and film everything we do next. And we never really got around to it, just because like there's so much going on. But now more than ever, video is the number one way to not only advertise and put out content, but to get your point across or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very exciting because it's just booming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Booming. Like you said, like even outside of budget, just everybody needs content. It doesn't matter if you're selling catheters or you're, you know what I'm saying, liquor,
Exactly.
music video, or you like a handyman. Like you need to advertise, and the best way to do that is video. If you weren't told yet, now you know. So like, you know what I'm saying?
And you've always said that. You've always said that video is the wave, and it's totally true. And we've always known that content, even when we first started college and found out what the comm building was and selected our majors and all of that. We've always right, a much simpler time. We've always known that content was important. I know for me personally, I didn't know that it would take off how it did. I mean, we got up to NAU in 2009. And by the time we graduated, social media was a full-fledged thing. Mm-hmm. It was like a whole thing. And so we knew that was going to be important. I didn't know that it would be that important. And,
I remember sitting there making my Facebook in secrets, like in my freshman dorm. Like, oh, shit, this is what it is. Yeah, we now have MySpace. Never logged in again. Went to college and never logged in on MySpace again.
That's so true. And when you think about it, and that's what I was going to say about the fact that we're on YouTube now, and it makes so much sense. The other day I was thinking about the origin, kind of like the origins of all the social medias. The reason why I was so heavy on Instagram was because as a photographer, when Instagram came out, that was the social media that made sense. It was like Facebook is if you want to connect if you're in college, or just basic connection. Twitter at the time was just strictly characters and tweets and thoughts and just words. Instagram was for photos, and then YouTube was this place of where you house all your video and stuff.
It was like our new TV.
Yeah. And I mean, these days everything is kind of blended. The lines are so much blurred now, but at the start of it, it was like Instagram made the most sense, and if you were doing video, then YouTube made the most sense, and if you were an author or a writer or some type, then Twitter made the most sense.
Yeah.
So.
And you're just a grandma now. Facebook makes the most sense. Yo, you hit a nerve because you said when Instagram came out. So when Instagram came out, we were seniors and living in Alpine, and motherfucking, you could only have it on an iPhone.
That's
and
right.
I didn't have an iPhone.
Oh,
so
you
like
fought that for so long.
You and all of your roommates had Instagram, and y'all was just hot out here posting pics. And I was literally just couldn't even be on Instagram. Like I was like, yo, what is this? Like you can't sit with us type of shit. Like,
yo, you why did you fight that for so long with the Android and? Cause you got an iPhone.
I still I didn't get an Instagram until they went to Android. I didn't get an iPhone until like 2 years ago, man.
bro, do you remember when those memes were going out? Well, I'm calling them memes. I don't know if that's what they were back then, but when it was like when Android first got Instagram, and it was so great. Like there was something with, I mean, kind of like how it is now, but it was like. There was like memes going around like, oh, now we get to see what poverty looks like type of memes. Like,
yeah. They'll put like a nice ass plate next to like a paper plate with a hot dog on it. Like, oh, Androids on Instagram versus iPhones on Instagram at like the fancy restaurant.
Yo, I totally forgot that Instagram was only for iPhone for a while.
That exclusive.
Yeah. Dang.
And now they just fucking one of the people running the world. Well, it's Facebook, you know, the company. Facebook owns both, so yeah, they were just on at a Supreme Court trial. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Google were all on a big live Zoom Supreme Court case, like with Congress or whatever, whoever they are, when they do the Supreme Court cases, like pretty much like, why are you having a monopoly and buying your competition and like put in certain representatives' emails in spam, like. The whole board of anything they could blame on the internet, they were just going at these guys, and they were giving them the typical political answers of like, sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Congressman, I do not recall. Like it's it was like just a monkey fucking in football. Like, yo, what are we doing here? You know, there's billionaires in this room right now. What work is getting done? Like,
and so with those names that you just named, that's got to be about 90% of the internet alone,
which is why they were in that court case.
Yeah, and I don't know much about that, but what do you think will happen with that, or like what?
Some shit already happened. If you have a Gmail, you probably already saw an email go out that was like said something about it, like a court case, like a settlement. You know, sign up to get your little maximum of $12. But if you sign that, you can't sue them yourself. But you don't have to sue them yourself, and you'll get a couple bucks. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people. But essentially, they got in trouble for, you know, giving all of our information to like Chinese government and military, and like, you know, they were bitching about everything they do, but they got in trouble for like shit like that. Like trading information and selling and like letting people see shit. So I don't know, like we're probably gonna see all kinds of emails coming from each one of those companies like, yo, we're sorry. Everybody knows everything.
There'd be a lot.
We were thinking about it, and so like obviously now we know that our data was bought and sold, and billions of dollars were made before we even knew that our data was like important, you know?
Yeah.
And now we're like, oh, our data is important.
Yeah.
So like, I was just talking to Nick the other day. I was like, man, we're gonna have to figure out a way to like privatize our data, you know what I'm saying? Like to where the companies have to like, either we gather it ourselves and sell it to them, or they pay us to use their service. So like Facebook would pay us $5 a month because they're making so much money on our data, billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like some such scenario like that.
Yeah.
And the first, because that's what's happening if they keep having these court cases and shit. So like the first one, I think, to offer the users money is probably gonna like win.
Really?
Like the first, yeah. Like Facebook, like yo, $2.
You think?
I mean, when the shit, they don't have a reason to switch now because they're still like getting in trouble and going through shit. But like, I feel like if it goes further, then it will be to the point where it's like with the whole data thing, where it's like, all right, they're gonna have to pay us for it. And the first one, I mean, obviously they'll all do it, but probably the first couple will win. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you think it'll be an actual monetary value, or will it be like a value of $5 a month, or a value like Facebook's gonna pay you a value of
like ad credits?
Yeah, like
yo, I'm not a small business. I'm just a grandma on Facebook. I want my check, motherfucker. Yeah. And don't even try to digital. I can give you account numbers. I'm gonna act like my mom. Like, you better mail me that check. No, like, I don't know. Like, it needs to be real money.
Yeah.
Because at this point, all of those companies we just talked about are making billions of dollars each yearly just on simply using our data to
that's crazy.
Give to advertisers or use for their own because Google has their own advertising services and shit like that. So like, and Facebook too. So they use it for their own demographic. Like, I can go run ads on Facebook right now and dial it into everything that you want. And why? Because they know, and they're telling me because I'm paying them, but you're not getting paid. Why? But we don't know.
Is there an argument that you volunteer that information?
You do, because you click yes on accept terms and conditions on everything.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing why no one ever actually gets in trouble, because
like,
you said
the end user agreement.
You said yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Then we went off on a little tangent, but yeah, the internet's a crazy place, bro.
Man. And it's a crazy place and such a powerful tool too at the same time. Like, I mean,
it can make you and break you.
For the most part, our entire, at least adult lives, I mean, for me specifically, I know in terms of the internet and apps and social media, not only do I rely on them for everyday stuff, but for my business. Like,
business for sure.
Like, for my photography business, huge detriment to Facebook, Instagram, all of those places that have like literally helped fuel and continue my business up to this point. Even through coronavirus, luckily, there's still work coming in all the time, either through my website or through Instagram or through some means of an online thing. So the internet is crazy and such a powerful tool when used that way.
For sure. I've only said I only have social media because of work. Like if it wasn't for work, I wouldn't have none of that cancerous shit.
You know what?
I just took Facebook off my phone again 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I had it off for a couple of years, and I put it on for a few months for work here and shit, and I was like, oh no. Mostly because the road is crazy.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I just will look at it and get actually mad and be like, no. This is why I didn't have it for before. Like,
see, that's, now that you say that, that's so. I think if it was up to me, I probably, if it wasn't for work, I probably wouldn't have.
I would live my life,
social
bro.
media. I'll be honest, I do like Instagram just to see, like, it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, but or inspiring, see dope pictures and people shit.
Yeah, but for the most part, I'm on there on my business account or on my page for photography, and I'm either posting or trying to get business or reaching out to people or replying to DMs. And I mean, that's, other than that, it's not like I desire to just go and have a bunch of selfies of myself put up or just show you what I had for lunch today. Or
yeah, man, none of that whack stuff.
Yeah,
I'm tired of seeing what y'all ate. Don't do that bullshit. So let's go back in time, bro. Back to high school.
Dang. Okay.
So we met. Let me see. Close my eyes and rewind. In like 05, so freshman year at Buckeye.
2005, yeah.
I think the freshman dance, fam.
Well, don't say it like that, because that sounds like we went there
as
together.
pausey as I need to make that.
It's like, we just
I've
both
been waiting
happened
to say that all day. Nah, but like you're a freshman and they got like there's dances like homecomings and proms and shit, but they always got like a fucking freshman dance.
Yeah.
The freshman mixer. Well, look what happened, freshman mixer.
It worked.
No, we was just in there, you know what I'm saying, like everybody else, just in there, whatever the fuck else 14-year-olds was doing, thinking we was dancing and shit.
I think at that time, Soulja Boy had just come out with
we was in there probably fucking Harlem shaking.
No telling. 05 was a long time ago. Yeah.
Man, I thought my footwork was nice.
Hey, no, don't do that. It was. It was. Hold on.
I remember walking like a motherfucker in high school. Like,
no, that's right. Yeah, 2005.
That turned into twerking.
Me and Akeem, me and my cousin Akeem was just over there just chilling.
Yeah, I met both of y'all. And then from there, it was just like, I had the young like little crew or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, so high school, times is obviously crazy right now with all the racial tension or whatever being fueled by the online and crazy shit. But high school was crazy. Well, how was it for you, first of all? Because we went to high school in Buckeye.
Yeah.
So out there in the country, there was still a mix of people, but a lot of like farmer, redneck motherfuckers.
So right before high school, we lived in, when we moved back to Phoenix from Texas, we lived in Tempe right before high school. Actually, my mom used to work at the Chase Bank on Mill and University, which is pretty known. There. That's like there. A lot of people know where that area is at. And we lived so close to there that I remember as a kid when our car broke down, she used to walk to work because that's how close we lived. So we pretty much grew up on Mill Avenue. And then right before I was going into high school, my mom packed everything up, took us from Tempe, from the heart of Mill Avenue,
Lit City,
all the way out to Buckeye. So I specifically remember hating. Like, I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to be out there. I remember it stunk so bad.
For sure.
Moving from the city out to Buckeye where there's a bunch of cow farms.
Hated that shit
and
too.
Just, oh, my God. So
our parents probably had the same plan because my dad, like, took me, or, like, I moved in with my dad from, like, living with my mom in the city, like, getting in trouble and shit. So, it was like, yo, I got a house out here. Come out here. Like, stay away from the trouble. Probably the same type of.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people were doing that, like, new houses out of the city.
I think most of it was probably cost driven. If I had to go back and ask my mom,
for sure.
I think that had a lot to do with it because it's not like we was getting into crazy trouble.
No,
It wasn't a punishment. But yeah, I just remember like I was not looking forward to it. By the end of it, by the time I had graduated, we'd made so many friends and connections, and my family is huge to begin with. So I had a bunch of cousins come and go from like the school or whatever. So
for sure.
it was cool. It was cool, but
I still hate that shit.
Hate what?
And I live out there now.
Bro, I haven't
because it's cost driven.
Yeah, we'll see.
We got twice the motherfucking house for the same price we would get anywhere else.
It's hard.
It's like the American Gangster. Twice as nice for half the price.
It's hard.
I was like, yo, it's the Buckeye way. Like
exactly. It's hard to argue. So yeah, man. No, I just remember I was like, all right, man. If I got to be out here, I might as well try to get really good at sports or something. Because this ain't. I felt like. I was gonna say like Will Smith in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but his was like the he went up. We went a different direction. So, going into that, I was just like, all right, I'm trying to play football, basketball, run track, and that's it. I can't wait to move out on my own. That's honestly how I felt because I was like a little salty that we had gone from Tempe, where all my friends were. Bunch of people, everybody was either going to either Tempe High or Marcos Deniza or some other high school out there, like close by that area. And then all of a sudden, here I am out in Buckeye.
Where it stinks.
Oh man,
and
I
like
hated it.
When we moved out there is when they were like building shit.
Yeah.
Like more houses and stores. But before that, like, or before they finished that shit, like there was nothing. Like you had to like go fucking to the store. We had to go like drive to like 99 to go to Costco or some shit.
Man,
it was like literally in the desert before they built. That was like a city. You could just stay out there the whole time.
Nice.
Live out there, work out there, eat everything. They got the fucking Panda Chipotle. So it's like they got all the shit now.
Yeah.
But like, when we was out there, it was just nothing.
Yeah.
Just a school and a bunch of motherfucking.
Yeah.
But sports was probably the best way to stay.
Because I mean, active. That's pretty much all there. Because it's not growing up in the city. Even if you're not doing a bunch of stuff, it feels like there's a lot to do. But when you're out in Buckeye, even if you're doing the same thing that you would be doing in the city, which is probably nothing, it just feels a lot more nothingly. Like, so,
just a lot shittier.
So yeah. So, but that's where I really felt like I was taking sports serious. I know for you, that's where the music was really resonating.
Our junior year. Yeah. Whenever I turned 16, so that's probably like the junior year.
Yeah.
We started DJing, parties and shit. Yeah, everything changed at that point.
See, yeah.
I don't remember what the fuck I was before I was a DJ.
What you were? You were a student.
No, I know, just a regular fuck.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, and I was thinking about this the other day or some other shit, but like, I've always felt like I had to be something.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm a DJ, or
Uh-huh.
oh, I'm a DJ and a designer. Like we're this. Like you were a DJ, then like DJ and photographer. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like everybody's just always something. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a rapper. Oh yeah, I'm a breakdancer. Oh yeah, I fucking sell drugs. Like, oh, you're something.
but prior to being a DJ, I think it's safe to say you were a kid. Like, you
well,
were just a
yeah,
kid.
I guess
Like
just a
maybe
regular ass kid.
In your head, you had to be something, but it's like, fam, you're 13. What are you gonna?
Yeah. Like I rode bikes, so like that was probably my only like thing. But like, nah. Then after everything changed after that, it was just like, oh yeah, now it's time like the parties, and then just like learning business, or like learning like how to work, and then like be a business owner, like and shit. Because you're still like got to get gigs and handle money and take your shit and be on time and unpack and do it. So there was still like a level of that. So that started, and then just like the hustle, man. The fucking parties.
Yeah, because we were
Freddie
riding around
Love.
town with Freddie. Yeah, we were riding around doing parties with Fred. We were driving cross town to go party with Corey back in those days.
Yeah, man. We used to drive off from Buckeye to motherfucking Jilly's.
To Chandler.
Which is on the I-10 and like Ray Road, over by IKEA.
Crazy. Every week.
An hour drive each way. Yo, remember the time we drove all the way home without the lights on? And we didn't know until the street lights stopped? Because there's street lights on the freeway the whole way. So we're just chilling. And then like when you pass Verado, there's no street lights. And it just like all of a sudden it was just dark as fuck.
That just goes to show you how far Buckeye is, bro. So far.
Yeah,
we went to the edge of the earth and the lights cut off. Like, come on.
But yeah, that's when it started. And we ended high school strong. You know what I'm saying?
I specifically remember when I took my recruiting trip to NAU and came back. Bro, I had seen the light. I had come back and was like, yo, I don't know what needs to happen, but that I need to make that a reality. Because that was October of senior year, and I went up there. I went on a trip. My cousin, who ran track at Estrella Mountain, they were recruiting her too. So my uncle took both of us up there, went on a trip, and I was just like, "Yo, high school, what? I'm over this. Let's go. Let's get on to the next thing." And then I think we were both supposed to go to ASU.
Cause I probably would have just ended up going to ASU because you're the one that told me to go to NAU.
I came back like, fam, I seen the light. Like, hold on, this is different.
Because I don't remember what happened, but we was just chilling at the crib, and I think it's like one of the first meetings I ever had. I think he was like, "Yo, we gotta have a meeting today," and it's like we're like 17 or 18. He's like, "All right, bro," and he was like, "All right, look, so this is the move."
I think
because I didn't care. It was like at that point, it was like, all right, we just gotta pick one, and then you had an actual reason to go to NAU because you were going to do sports.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, well, that's where I'm at. Like,
well, and see, I think it was dope, too, because it had never occurred to either one of us that it was a matter of if we were going to college. It was like, which one?
Oh, yeah.
And especially from where we're from, where we came from prior to moving to Buckeye, it was like, yo, man, if you even get through high school, that might be cool. So
for sure.
I think it's a huge testament to, again, just how far you've come, I've come. The fact that by the time that we sat there and decided to go to NAU, it wasn't even a matter of if we're gonna go. It was just like, yo, we're already accepted at ASU, but it's crazy up there, and I think that's the move.
I remember, so you told me, and then I don't know, I probably just went and told my dad, like, all right, we got to go take a tour. Because, like, I'm thinking I got to go to NAU.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how it happened, but, like, I remember taking the tour, too, going with him. And then, like, strictly just getting out of the car and, like, seeing, like, all the trees. It's like being in a different place, you know what I'm saying? It's a different vibe. So it's, like, pine trees and cold and shit. It's, like, different. So, like, I got out. It smells different. It feels different.
Yep.
It looks different. You're not that far away. But you're far away from the bullshit or whoever. And it's like, it's just new. It's all new. And it's like, when you're 18, it's like that next step. It's like, oh, shit, I'm in college now?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, what's going to happen? It's like, yo. Like,
And no,
so much happened. Like
I
we did the most.
I definitely remember that feeling of like it's like you're at the brink of like life's door.
Just like ooh.
Yeah, we was ready though. We were ready, and luckily we got to college, and that was great. That's a whole another 5-hour story in itself.
For sure, we can hit some of the topics, but real quick, I always made the joke, and I probably even made it the day the motherfucker dropped me off. But my pops dropped me off freshman year at the dorm. And didn't see that motherfucker in Flagstaff again until I graduated, and he picked my ass. Oh, that's just funny. But I mean, not many people came up, but it's just funny. It's just a funny ass story. Like, man, he dropped me off, picked my ass up 4 years later, bro.
Yeah, but and again, another testament to 4 years. Not everybody makes it out in 4 years. It's funny, and we always have these conversations, obviously not in front of a camera, but we always like look at each other and snicker like we got away with something. Like, fam, can you believe it? We actually
for sure, like we got over on them.
It's like where we came from. I don't think we supposed to be here, bro. Not this lit, not up in here, not this.
For sure.
So it's like even the fact that I never want to understate, number one, your growth, because I think it's super dope, and number two, just like the fact that where we came from wasn't supposed to turn out this way, and we've been just excelling at a lot of high levels. It's like, bro, we went to college and graduated period. But in 4 years and with multiple degrees, like that's not a short feat at all.
And it was easy.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to speak for both of us, but
go
like,
ahead. No, yeah, speak for me because it was, bro. I don't remember.
It wasn't that hard, bro.
I don't.
That's why we did so much other shit.
Yeah.
Like, so during the 4 years we were in college, like while doing all of that, you were an athlete for a short period of time. We owned a nightclub at 20 years old together.
Owned a lease in downtown downtown Flagstaff.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then we had the radio show. And then obviously operated the whole time as entrepreneurs, DJs, photographer, and driving back to the city, traveling and doing that stuff.
Yep.
And then just all of the other just crazy regular college shit that you would do. But like, that's just like the shit that we were doing. So like we would go to class and do all the regular shit and all the typical roommate, freshman or student shit each whatever year, just like events and stuff. But at the same time, it always felt different. It felt good, honestly, but we always felt different because it's like, yeah, we're chilling. We would walk to, let's do a basketball game. Yep. We go to the basketball game. It's like, yo, we walk in. It's like almost like, yo, these motherfuckers in the building almost. Like, not everybody, but a lot of motherfuckers is like, yo. And it's like, so we pretty much know everybody there, say what's up to a bunch of people, chill for a second, pretty much be like, so y'all coming to the spot tonight? Yep, all right, bet, leave. Hit a few more people or whatever, and then just go set up at the club. Yep. And then just open the door. And then no matter what event we had, it would just, people would just start flooding in. And it was like, yeah, y'all just saw us over there, but now, let me get that 10.
Yeah, but now
let me get that 10, Hana.
And it was great, bro. It was great. It was, and we were so young. Like, to be 19, doing what we were doing, owning a club, running a business, it never ever felt like work. And honestly, I think that's a huge reason as to why. And I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but once I graduated and got a regular job, bro, I hated it. Oh my God, I hated clocking in. I hated the button-up shirt with the tie. Bro, I used to come home just so salty. So my first job out of college was at a dealership, but that
slinging them whippies.
That was a very short. I needed to get sales experience because then after that, I worked for the Phoenix Suns for 2 seasons. And that was great.
Dope.
That was
for
great.
Everybody.
It was an amazing experience that I would never trade for anything. But at the same time, the corporate, the 9 to 5 aspect of it is what kind of grinded at me.
That's another situation where you were just there, and it's like, yeah, I'm the man. Like, because you had a suit on, you had the pass, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And it's like, oh, I'm going to go to the locker room real quick and just say, what's up? Like, nah, security can't even go over here. It
was dope.
It's just like, it's dope to just have that access because, like, as a fan for 23 years of your life, and then for 2 years to be able to, like, operate within that and then, like, just be that guy, like, where you could just walk down on the court, give people tours during a game, just like do your thing, looking hella good, like just suited and booted and just like doing your thing. It's just like I know that shit was fun for the not work experience. Like all the other shit that just came had to be fucking
no,
dope.
and it was great. And to be honest, I don't want to misspeak. It was a phenomenal experience. It was a great job, and it honestly wasn't until maybe the final 3 months that I was there that I really started to really just, that little thing that tugs on you, that's your passion, that's just like, hey, but you still want to do this. Like, yeah, you have this great job, this great career working in the NBA, but what about this creative little thing it's like this little monster that's in a closet trying to get out, until finally it's just a full-blown, fully rendered monster that's like, hey, you cannot deny this thing for much longer. So
for sure.
I don't want to act like I didn't love working at the Suns, because if you crossed my path while I was at the Suns, you met a very jovial, very smiling RC. Like it was a great time. It wasn't until towards the end when I was just like, yeah, there's a company that's in Scottsdale that's pretty much gonna literally pay me double to do exactly what I'm doing here. I think I'm gonna go work for that agency. So
yeah, exactly.
and then it became a clear decision. But I totally loved it while I was there.
Yeah, that's dope. College though, you'll be happy to know that the last time, well, besides us going up there on Sunday and it being just a horrible trip and getting sunburned and shit. When going to Flagstaff is never horrible. We got puppies and we try to take them, so it just ended up being like a hassle. But the last time we were up there walking around though, a few months ago, I seen Jim Mancine.
Really?
Didn't talk to him.
Really?
But it was one of those like moments in a movie where you just see somebody. So like,
man.
bro, it was like, so we were walking downtown. We're coming down San Francisco, and I'm just like showing like, yeah, this is this, this is this, this is this. And the Mad Eye, he already sold it. So it's like it's like a fancy wine and steak type of place, all done up now.
Yeah.
We're walking by it, and you know how there's the hot dog and yoga place, and there's like little benches in front of the yoga, or like the other shit that's there, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
There's like another old guy sitting there already. And then so like we're walking, and then like so like Jim just like takes a few steps walking, and then like sits down to talk to the other old guy.
Yeah.
And I just walk by. It's been a long time, So I just walk by. I just look at him. He doesn't really look at us, but it was just where like I didn't really want to talk to him. I just wanted to like see that he was like alive and still in this place that he loves so much. You know what I'm saying? Like this block, however much of this he still owns or whatever.
Yeah.
So this mad Italian,
literally
this old, rude, mean, mad Italian, but a great like guy, like with a heart, but like an asshole, like one of those type of guys.
For sure.
So there was a club or a bar, this huge venue in Flagstaff forever called the Mad Italian or the Mad Eye. It's where we rented out and through our events for a short period of time, leased a portion of it, renamed it, did so many other ventures there with other people too. And the owner of it all was Jim Mancine, this old angry Italian, funny as shit, probably just racist as hell, like one of those old characters. You know what I'm saying? Like
just an older. I think he was probably. I mean, he has to be credited for giving 2 kids a shot. Like he didn't know what we was out to do or what, and we just kind of stumbled on his doorstep. Like, hey, we have an idea.
For sure.
I mean, he was very rude the entire time we'd ever known him.
I loved it from the aspect of like, this guy's hilarious.
No, for sure.
Like, this is straight fucking comedy, because I don't have a reason to actually care other than like, all right, you get your money.
Right.
We didn't fuck nothing up. We're good. I can, till next time. All right, bet. Now everything you say after this is just funny as hell.
Right.
Go ahead, talk shit to me, because he loved talking shit to obviously everybody.
And that was just his get down. Like that was his thing. But
why you got the backpack? Like he was.
But see, and that's
I wasn't crazy, but like I would have asked the same thing.
That's the thing, is like he would be going on his little rants or whatever, and like it would always dawn on me like, yo, this man is dead ass. Like he is. This isn't an act. He's mad.
Yeah.
For whatever. But
and it made sense
guy.
Because he owned a venue called the Mad Italian, and he was for sure and probably still is the Mad Italian.
But we did so much business with him, and for so many years, and through the evolution of that place, legend. And super.
That's why when I seen him, it was like, and he was like real, like good skin. His hair was like perfectly like the horseshoe was like white. He had like a white tee on. And after I passed him, I was like, was that
That's
an angel? Like
That's
almost
dope.
like he was like too clean to be like real. Like I was like,
That's
wow. And I didn't say nothing, but it was just like, oh, he's still there, right here on the block.
That's super fire.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we went up there, and I don't know when the last time you was up in Flagstaff, but we was just up there. The last 2 times I went, they got these little robots that drive around campus, fam.
I seen those.
These little white robot delivering
saw
books
those.
and food and shit.
I saw those.
It is the most futuristic, high tech shit.
Yeah.
Because when you're just walking
It's
around
like
campus,
Wall-E.
they're on their own like digital path.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all just like zoop, zoop, and they know when to stop.
Yeah.
And someone's there, they'll stop, wait, they keep going.
That's fire.
It's just like and then like we were standing there just checking shit out in front of the Union for a second, and we saw them coming in from like every direction.
Yeah.
And they all just came in, and then there's like lined up on the side of the Union in this perfect line, just like awaiting orders. It was just like,
nice.
I was just like, I've been gone this long. I was
Nice.
like, these motherfuckers flying around next time I go up there,
Bro,
right?
that's crazy.
But all of downtown is different. Half of the shit is gone. When I talk to people about going up there for business, I tell them like, for the 18-year-olds, there's still nothing to do. And for the 21 up, there's less to do because they closed half of the bars that were there.
Man, we can go back.
Please. Because renting out the Orpheum and throwing events is the move.
Hey, man. I mean, coronavirus is
They
a weird
miss us.
time, but once this is
Oh,
over.
yeah, in the future.
But no, the
It's
last
definitely
time,
a good place.
The last time I was there was in February. We did a shoot. Funny enough, I went to school there for 4 years and never went to Snowball.
Me neither.
And in February, I did a shoot with Unlucky Weirdos. Shout out to Q. Did a shoot with Unlucky Weirdos up there, and we rented a huge cabin and we went to Snowball. And I was kicking myself like, how come I've never been up here? It was beautiful.
Damn.
It was
I'll
so
probably
beautiful.
feel the same way. Never went there and never went to the Grand Canyon, bro. Still.
Oh, okay. No, I've been to the Grand Canyon. I was a kid, but I went there. But no. We did a shoot. Actually, I had 2 shoots that weekend. I did a shoot with Unlucky Weirdos, and then I did a graduation shoot on campus with my cousin David, who I actually feel bad for because we did that in February, and he was getting all his stuff together, and
and everything shut down.
and then they didn't even get to walk, man. He didn't even have a ceremony.
Oh, that sucks, bro.
So,
For college, that sucks.
Yeah,
Because that's like, what the fuck did I do all this for?
man. Oh my gosh.
Yo, you remember? Or go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only reason I even wanted to graduate at the ceremony was for my mom's and them. Like, I mean, I'm cool. Just give me my paper and I can go apply for these jobs or whatever.
Yeah, for
but,
sure.
But it's like the only reason I'm doing the whole pump and circumstance in cap and gown is so my mom can have a reason to come and scream and clap and stuff. And it was more so for the family.
We fucked around and had a big old combined event.
We did, yeah.
Everything was smooth except for I'm pretty sure we didn't get enough food. But that was just us being cheap college students.
Yeah. I think our food budget was I think our food budget was like $40.
Yo, I remember that day so vividly, fam.
Yeah.
Like just that whole entire like sun is out,
Yeah.
traffic is a bitch. We're trying to get there. Obviously always a little late. Motherfucking snow on the ground. Dirty snow in May.
Mhm.
Just on the sides of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just popping. We get into the stadium. It's just like low-key pandemonium. Fucking people everywhere in cap and gowns. Go over here, do this. And then we was just literally sitting down there, bruh. Like, yo, this is it. Like, we were finally done with all of this fucking bullshit, bro.
We out.
Hey, hungover, obviously. Like, low-key mad. Like, everybody was just in there with glasses and like.
See, and I think it's important to note for people either listening to this or who know me personally or who know you personally. It's like we have all these very close stories. It's because this is my guy.
Oh yeah,
like, it's like we literally. It's like
lived together for a long time.
Oh,
they were technically married after how much time we lived together. Pause.
Common law. It's like this is my guy. So it's like imagine growing up with your best friend, and then you get to go to school together. You get to be in business together. You get to experience all these super dope things in life: college, business, growth, the whole nine. And it's like we have stories like this for days.
A million we can't talk about.
Oh my god,
motherfuckers was married and shit.
Right.
We're grown now. Like, but college, just make you remember, like, just anything you've ever seen about how college is crazy. It was times 10.
But yeah, it literally reminds me of. Did you watch all the seasons of Power?
The first 4.
Okay.
3 or 4.
It literally reminds me of the relationship between Ghost and Tommy.
Bro, that's why I told, like, remember, I don't know if you remember when that show came out and I hit you up and I was like, yo, this show, these motherfuckers is us, because they was like on some hood shit, but they owned the club. And I was like, yo, this is so like fucking
It is.
the right scenario, bro.
And when you break it down, it's like you got the black guy who was trying to be like clean cut, and then you
With
just
the
got
suit.
an off the hook white boy that's
Crazy as shit for no reason.
So it's like we have these stories and a ton more, because it's like you go through life and you experience certain things, and a lot of it is on your own. But we were lucky enough to go through a lot of, like, especially those growing years together, like
For sure.
all of high school, all of college, and every part in between.
I couldn't have did like half that shit by myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like the work shit, the school shit, I don't know, just staying on the same motherfucking path, because now it's so much harder. Like, I like dealing with mental shit now helps me realize like how I dealt with it then. And it was like having a best friend or partner doing that shit with you.
Yeah.
Like, it takes like the anxiety and the load off, and it's like, all right, let's do this together. And it makes more shit possible. I don't know.
No, for sure. You can definitely expand. And now I'm going to use a term that's weird, but when you join forces,
Hey,
when you
that
join
synergy, fam.
join forces with somebody, it's like, yo, fam, we can literally team up, and now we could be like the A team on some, because there's no way that I can speak for myself. What we did in terms of owning the club at that age and all of that, I wouldn't have done that by myself. I probably would have just, went to college, played my sports, got done with that, maybe joined a Bible study group. I don't know. Like,
Bro,
it would have been a different type of time for sure.
Remember the turmoil-filled conversations that you had in the freshman dorm of like, yo, I either need to be an athlete or DJ. Like, I can't, it doesn't work. And for anybody who's ever been to college understands that if you're a college athlete, you're nothing else.
Oh, yeah, that's it. They own you.
That's it.
Study hall, practice, workouts.
I was already pissed. So, like, the one fucking thing. So, we lived together the entire time except for freshman year. Yeah. And because, like, when you're an athlete, they try to room you with athletes. Mm-hmm. So, I understood that. But obviously, that was the only part that, like, pissed me off going in. And then, shout out to the roommate, though. He was cool. But I was, like, technically with, like, just a random, like, a new person.
I
like,
barely remember your
the white boy Brett.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Little skater kid.
Yeah.
He was cool, man. I should have let him get me high back in college. I didn't smoke weed until way, way later in life. And I think back, like, yo, my roommate was like, and I was like so anti.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do none of that shit. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, because we didn't really drink until 21. So I was like, he had like vaporizers and all this weird shit, like so he could smoke in the dorm. And I was like, cool. I mean, I didn't care. I was like, yo, your thing is your thing. But like, at the same time, I think back and I'm like, yo, a couple of lit days in college would have did me right. Yeah. Just for like, maybe certain style of creativity. Yeah. Fucking inspiration. I don't know, anything. Just.
That's true. I mean, I personally still don't. I mean, weed has just never been my thing, bro. I tried it. It's not.
For sure.
I tried
it's
it like
for everybody.
A handful of times and was like, fam, I don't like this feeling. It's not me. I'm a grown man. If I don't have it at this point, I'm just not. It's
yeah,
just
see,
not
when I
be
stopped
my
drinking, after I got the DUI, I stopped drinking. And then I was like, I just felt like I needed to, like, move, like, do something else instead of nothing. Yeah. I was like, oh, why? If I'm not doing this, I just got to do something else. Yeah. So I'll do this. And then, yeah, bro, it was just an up and down fucking battle ever since. But
no, we didn't, for a long time, never in high school. And for a while up in college, we didn't drink or smoke anything. And we didn't really start drinking until I remember it was right around, it was like after, I think it was even after you turned 21. From what I remember, it was like Charles had turned 21, and that's when I remember it was like, okay. So I was almost 22 at that point. And that's when we really started like drinking. But once we got started, I think we made up for lost time or something.
And that's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
So there's a few stories that I wanted to talk about, but they're all a little violent. Hopefully y'all remember them. Remember the day y'all woke up at the crib like, where's Connie?
Oh, I remember the night before. See, you don't remember the night before, but I remember the whole story.
We don't have to dive into it all, but I was just like, there's moments where it's like, yo, where is this motherfucker at?
Man, and you literally bust through the door. We were sitting there playing Madden. 2 days later, this dude walks in the door looking like the Undertaker, like literally long hair.
Because I had long hair back then.
like long hair down, looked wet a little bit. My man just looked exhausted.
Walked home from the fucking local
And
jail.
it's like, yo, fam, where have you been for the last couple of days? And he was just like, man.
I mean, it was only overnight, but it felt like a couple days.
Nah, man.
But no, like, that shit was crazy. Like, no, that's just one of those stories that us catching up on lost times drinking.
But see, that was different. That was lost time plus some, because it ain't that much lost time in the world.
No, yeah, we were part of like the unresponsible population of college graduates that partook in something called binge drinking for a short period of time.
That was very eloquently said, my guy. Yeah, that's. I
And it wasn't healthy.
I'll own up to that.
No, that night
That partook in binge drinking. Yeah, by definition, that's what. I mean, honestly, that's what a lot of people in college do. But
yeah, they just put a name on it shortly after we left. Motherfucker started dying. Nah, but so there's a couple of things I wanted to bring up, bro, from college, because like obviously this is all about growth, success. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, all of the positive shit that we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But motherfuckers had to keep it real a few times.
Oh, plenty of time.
So like you always gotta have, you know, the best of both worlds or whatever. So like there's a few times so you remember I was talking about this the other day. You remember we did an event and all night some older dude smoking was like giving me trouble at the door, and at the end of the night he like came in and Ito and everybody was there. And they like just mopped him and like took him out.
Yeah.
And then because he was like he did this or something with a cigarette in his hand. And
I
then
remember
they just mopped him.
some variation.
We were setting up.
There's 7 different stories that could be as vague as that and all be the same one. So yeah, I vaguely remember.
It was just I was just telling people about Ito and them and how they just had our back since they met us up there and like even like took us to Vegas. On their dime, our freshman year.
God, I remember
and
that.
then they would just always have our back. So I did events, and they would always be there, just turning up and having our back. And this one time, we had a big event. I was working the door the first half of the night because we would switch off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So and then this dude was giving me trouble. This older dude, drunk, smoking a cig. Like I was like, first of all, you can't smoke it here. Second of all, like you want to go over there. You don't want to go in here. It's 18 and up. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Big John, no one had to get involved or anything, but he came back a few times, whatever. And then I was DJing at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And then it was the end of the night. Everybody had walked out. It was just us and the Ito and them in the building. And then I was just wrapping up chords and shit. That guy walks back in, just looks up at the stage and does this. Ito and them literally look at me. I'm like, yeah, bro, do it. And they just and it's the story that we have about Mike hit him.
Oh,
and he fell asleep,
yeah.
And then his brother hit him again and woke him up before he hit the ground.
I remember that. I do remember.
Yeah. And then took him outside, whatever. Couldn't remember. He smacked his phone out of his hand. I'm calling the cops. He was like, broke his phone.
I do remember that.
And then we were all outside, and then he threw a bottle and hit me in the leg from across the street. And I ran across the street and then gave him the knee and then just a few to the.
I remember. My vantage point from all of that is different, but yes, I totally remember that.
The next day, all I heard was, "Yo, I never seen you run so fast." Because I got over there in like 3 steps, bro. It was like,
man, I forgot who I was talking to somebody the other day. The most fights I was in college. like the most fighting I was involved in. But it was crazy because we were just the most happy-go-lucky young dudes getting money. Like we wasn't even on that, but it's just like that's just how it turned out.
A couple times, man.
And it was just like, you know, we never went out looking for a problem, but you know, when you're in that environment of binge drinking.
Well, that was us sober.
No, yeah,
that was the 18 of events.
That's true.
When we were drinking, we weren't even doing events. We were like doing events, making money, not drinking, and then like senior year, we were like just drinking, not making. It was like a completely different vibe. These had a few times, maybe a San Felipe or something like that, but and that brings perfect segue because Remember the San Felipe story when the dude threw the water in my face?
Oh my God, I was just telling Kayla about that the other day. I was
my
literally
God,
just telling
bro.
Kayla about that the other day.
My favorite quote ever
Yo.
from you is like, by the time I got over there, he was already asleep. I thought he was gonna jump him.
I thought so in this situation, it was one of those scenarios where, you know, like if we're walking and somebody like pushes you, like I'll be more upset for you than you would be.
Exactly.
Like you have that friend that's just always like, hold on, don't say that to him, hold on. Like, and that's what it was. So the dude did something just very egregious.
He was walking out of the club and through a whole. He was so drunk and he just mumbled some shit. I don't know if he knew who the fuck I was, but threw a whole glass of water in my face on the
no
equipment.
reason.
He's standing there. Other people are standing there.
Bro, I was
and they
so
literally
turned up.
just like, look like, are we gonna knock this motherfucker out right
I
now?
want to give you a lot of credit though. You was just like, nah.
like,
You was
yo.
like, okay.
I was like, we gotta
Alright.
get paid first. I was like, we
Alright.
gotta get.
And I was like, bruh, nah, we ain't letting that slide. It's a lot of stuff that you can, but you're not getting that off. I'm
So
sorry.
disrespectful, fam. But I seen him outside.
Caught him outside, and we wasn't even going that way because
We got lucky, fam.
there's a
We
lot
got
of
lucky.
one ways in downtown, any downtown in America, but there's a lot of one ways in downtown Flagstaff, and we were just trying to get to the crib, so you got to take a one way, then go this way like a exaggerated U-turn, and on one of those one ways we just seen him, and it was like, nah, that ain't.
That's not only him, but is that him walking away from his group to take a piss behind a car in a dark parking lot?
And we literally, like in a dark section of the parking lot, we literally pulled up, and I was ready. I thought you were driving me over there to handle it for you.
Oh, no.
Like from my vantage point, it was like, yo, hold on, he just did this to my man's. All right, that's it. So like literally, the dude is walking on like the driver's side of the car. Conrad comes up, slams on the brakes. I'm like, all right, yeah, there we go. I take the seatbelt off. I open my door, and I'm going to come around from the back just in case he sees us and tries to leave. By the time I come around the back of the car, all I hear is, before I could even get a word in or anything, but all in the time of me taking my seatbelt off, opening the door, Conrad already got out the car and just lays the dude out. And it's just like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here.
We just skirted off, and it was
Crazy.
quiet for like 2 blocks, and because we had to get up out of there. And now we just look at each other and start laughing because it was
Yo.
like your adrenaline is just going.
Oh, man. It was like,
Oh, my
yo, I didn't even have time to get around the. Oh, man.
Oh fuck!
It was like, dang.
Oh.
And poor guy, because see, I was going to give him a couple of these. but I wasn't even capable of doing what you did to him in one hit. Because, you know, I was going to try to defend my guy's honor with the best I had.
I appreciate that shit.
But you just came through with Thor's hammer and just laid him out. Like,
That's
yo.
funny because I described our relationship the same way. I was like, I would literally just wait for somebody to say some disrespectful or racist shit to my guy so I could like pounce on them.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
But yeah, man, college was such a wild ride. And like you said, I never, like, we have all these stories and all this business that we did. I never remember being super stressed about homework or deadlines or anything. That reminds me, I do want to put this out there because I've been telling people this since I did it, and it doesn't seem to have the amount of traction that I thought it should have. But maybe it wasn't that innovative. But senior year, for whatever reason, due to procrastination or whatever, I had a 10-page paper due, and it was like 3 p.m. and the paper was due by like 9 or something, and I had a 10-page paper that I hadn't even started writing, and it was gonna be due that night. And so I'm sitting there, I'm pacing around my room like, bro, I gotta sit down. I have to type this paper and submit the final version in like 5 hours. And what I ended up doing was, I don't even know what gave me this idea, but I just picked up my iPhone, I think 4S at the time, opened an email, and literally, like, you know how you can like speak your messages in there and it'll type it out.
Oh shit!
I literally started like talking my paper into an email, and just like did that for 20 minutes, emailed it to myself, spaced it out, was like, yo, that was 5 pages right there. Did it for another like 30 minutes, ended up with 12 pages, wrote a 12-page paper in 1 hour, fully submitted, and had time to spare.
That's crazy.
And it's like little stuff like that, how we just like ended up getting things done. And like when that's what type of time you're on, and like that's how you approach school and everything else, you have so much time to get into fights and knock people out. And
that's so funny because I literally remembered the same way, where it was like, college is this whole amount of time, but I never did anything that was due before like of the day it was due type of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was never.
And it was just always just like, do everything right before it's done. Oh, fucking A, B, cool, whatever. Like, it was just like,
which is procrastination. But even without that, I don't remember it being hard. Like, we definitely didn't make it any easier on ourselves by procrastinating to the last minute. But it would have
been so fucking easy. If it was like, oh, I have 2 weeks to do a paper. Let me write a little bit every day, or write it in the beginning and then feel relieved for a week and a half.
We just wasn't trying to do that.
Oh, no. Young and dumb and full of woo. So
and full of fun.
I forgot what I was finna say, but because something else popped in my head. So do you remember our first fucking DJ gig?
Oh yeah,
was me and you at the Green Room as a duo for JT at a Christmas party.
I sure do.
And we didn't even have whips. We walked there with our equipment in our hands.
That.
We carried our turntables.
Turntables and CDs.
2.5 miles to the venue to set up.
From the dorm?
From our dorm, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think, I don't think we carried speakers. Probably just the regular.
We might have took 2 trips, if I can remember correctly.
I think it was a hassle, and 2 trips sounds about hassly.
There's no doubt it was a hassle. That's for sure.
And I remember 2 things. One, he told us we were getting $80, which at 18 we thought was lit, and we thought we were gonna split it. And then at the end of the night we got 80 each and thought we was on top of the world.
Facts.
And then 2, that's the night where the tradition started. We just got tagged in the other night by Britt.
I saw that.
So like, at the end of the night, it's 2:00. The motherfucking music stops, and 2 things happen that don't ever happen. Well, the second thing never happens. So like, we stop the music, and then for whatever reason, you forget to hit like stop.
Yeah.
And then
the next,
it's dead for like a few seconds, and then this is how we do it, and it's lit. It's like ah! So it's like almost like you meant to do it, and so from that point forward, every event we ever did ended in that song, and the people knew that shit. And just 10 years later, we got tagged in some shit last week about it, which is funny to bring that all full circle. And then also after that, we got a standing ovation from a full room of people, which I've still to this day never seen happen in a club for a DJ.
Like, could you imagine being at El Jefe or Bottle Blonde, and it's 2:00, and then people start clapping for the DJ or something? Bro,
no.
That's crazy.
So like, it was like that's how our experience went. Like,
that was like our very first paid college DJ gig. Like,
yep,
man, crazy.
And then took over shortly after that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say real quick before we get out of here. You were talking about innovation, and that was a very productive innovation about talking your paper. You know what I'm saying,
bro? I will never write another paper again because.
Well, you're not gonna do it anyway, but.
True.
I'm so glad I have homework. So, do you remember the other innovation that helped us survive? It was more of a robbing these motherfuckers innovation, not as productive.
But
with the vending machines, the swiping the vending.
What?
All right, so look,
if
real
you
quick
live
before
on
we
a
get out of here,
campus and you can do this, you probably should.
Yeah, you might want to try this if they haven't fucking caught on to it yet. So, you go into the lobby of like a dorm. So for us, you could use your ID card. You put money that was specifically like the school's money to use.
Jack's Bucks or something.
Yeah, to use at the vending machines and shit. So, let's say the max thing you're trying to get is $250 or something, right? Out of all these machines. So you put $250 on your card, right? You go down there. It's like, all right, there's 5 machines though. I'm swiping all 5 machines real quick. Do.
Yep.
Then press all the buttons. Bink, 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 bink. And it was like bloop, 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 bloop. And like we knew. And then, of course, we spread a little bit and did it in other places. And then I would just walk in there and see random people that knew. Like, that shit spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
So, but it was like, it would only read.
You basically get like $10 worth of
for like 2.
For $2.50.
Like 5 for 1 is what motherfuckers was doing. 4 or 5 for 1, depending on the machines. Because, like, if I swiped on all 5, it would take out 10 beans.
Mm-hmm.
But if I only had 2 in there, then all of them would read like, oh, he has at least 2 in here.
Yep.
But it was too slow to like take it out before it got to the next machine.
Mm-hmm. And we definitely used to do that all the time.
Every day.
Every
time I went to the fucking machines, I wasn't ever getting one thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I'm getting 2 drinks, and ice cream, and 2 snacks, or whatever the combination was that they had.
And as a college student, especially when it comes to money or anything, you got to innovate like that. Like
there was a short period of time where that's what I was eating.
That's so sad.
Like, that's what the fuck was for dinner. It was Gardettos and the Snickers out of the ice cream machine, fam.
Oh, shoot.
Like, for real. I remember getting up and going down there hungry as fuck in the middle of the night. Like, I wish I had a fridge at my mom's house still. Yo, so, I mean, we could talk about college all day, fam. I could just keep going. But yeah, bro, that shit was crazy. I'm sure we could have more episodes about this shit, and obviously we'll break all this shit down when I write my book, and these chapters at least of the book.
For sure.
But yeah, bro, it was a great fucking time.
I mean, it was literally, well, I think high school may have been the foundation, but for now, it was literally the foundation. I think all of those entrepreneurial tactics and things that we lived through and learned and had to do there literally set up for, at least I feel like, where I am in life right now. Like I said, once I graduated, I hated the idea of having a job, but that was because in college I was basically working for myself anyway.
Yeah.
So the idea of doing all of this just to make somebody else rich never really sat with me. So yeah, it was a great time, and it was definitely a huge foundational piece of, I mean, where we are today, for sure.
Hell yeah. And now we got Calvert Productions popping.
That's right.
The new company. That's exciting, man.
It's always weird when you change your Instagram name.
Did you finally change it?
I did.
Cool.
I did. So on Instagram, I used to be the photographer RC, and I'm still the photographer RC. It's my name and occupation. But but on Instagram, I needed something that reflected more of what I'm doing now, which is video, which is a larger production altogether. So yeah, Calvert Productions. I have my YouTube channel up. I just shot my first short film. Very brilliant up-and-coming actor named Stephen Young. He came to me with a screenplay. I thought it was dope. We sat down, we adapted it for film, and we fully rendered. And so that's up on my YouTube page right now. So yeah, man,
dope.
Calvert Productions is off and running. I got a ton more videos that'll be coming in the next few days and weeks and stuff to come. So
hell yeah,
I am excited for it.
That's awesome, man. We'll definitely have to get you on the roster around here. We do a lot of video and a lot of work.
For sure.
So when people hit us up, yeah, I got a guy.
For sure. For sure.
Cool, man. Anything else you want to talk to the people about? Leave the people?
No, man, like I said, just, follow me on Instagram, Calvert Productions. Calvert Productions on YouTube. That's pretty much what I'm working with right now.
Hell yeah. It's my guy RC. You guys will definitely see him some more on the show when I can get him out here to the west side.
On this side of the 51.
Yeah, people start making money and they just out there on the east side.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's where I live, man. What you want me to do?
I know. That says it all.
Alright.
No. Yeah, it's popping out here. I mean, I would say they could find you in the Scottsdale streets, but right now it's kind of
you can
on
find
halt. But usually when clubs are back in session, catch my guy out there getting the flicks, buy him a drink.
I usually or not, or let me buy you a drink.
Hey,
and that, if that's okay. But yeah, I usually always have my camera with me. If I'm not, I literally brought my camera here today out of habit. Like it's sitting right here.
Might have to get a pic or a flick.
If I'm not taking pictures, I'm editing, and if I'm not editing, I'm taking pictures. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm probably looking up either videos, tutorials on YouTube, or looking up new camera gear, or comparing camera gear, or renting my camera gear out, or renting someone else's camera gear, or my life revolves around photography and at this point now video. So
that's awesome, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. It's the Late Night Khaos podcast. You already know what it is. We back in action, so you can expect some new episodes popping this week, next week, and all the weeks to come. Don't be scared out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? Stop watching the news. Take your fucking vitamins, take care of yourself, and don't stop grinding. We don't really have time for anything else, so just do your fucking thing out here, you know what I'm saying? And we out.